Welcome to yet another live fishing show from Fisheco. This program is brought to you by Daiwa, and today we're fishing with a very skilled pike fisherman, Anders Krus.
I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing.
Yes, I'm going
fishing too.
Don't forget to ask questions to Anders at the commentary field in YouTube. Here we go.
Hi everybody, and very welcome to today's live fishing show brought to you by Fisheco. We're doing this live show in English because we're anticipating some non-Swedish speaking viewers today. And as I won't forget it, we want to thank the Daiwa Corporation for sponsoring this live show today. And we're gonna fish with a guy who, his name is Anders Krus. He's a very tall guy. You should see me when I'm not standing on the toft here. We're on a small water in a very small boat, but we're going hopefully for quite big pikes, and that's what Anders is known for, his ability to catch fish, and often big fish. So, and Anders also has some quite interesting or very interesting theories about pike, how they live, how they hunt, and some of those theories we're going to test today. We're going to talk about watercolor, we're going to talk about weed, what was it in English?
The water lilies.
The water lilies. Näckrosor in Swedish.
we had to look it up.
We had to look it up, yes. But weed, everything that has to do with weed in the water, and what connects to pike, where they like to live and hunt and so on. Also a little bit about oxygen.
We have all sorts of theories, and we don't know which one is correct, but we do have opinions.
Yes, we do.
We try to seek more answers and more knowledge.
Absolutely. We don't claim to have the answers, but we have a lot of questions. That's the way we do it.
Yes.
And during the show, please don't forget to ask comments to Anders, and I'll read them to him, and hopefully we'll get some nice answers. You'll do it in the commentary field in YouTube. For you guys who are watching this on Facebook, the cameraman, are we live on Facebook? Yes, we are live on Facebook as well. We can't take the questions at Facebook, but please, if you're at Facebook, share this live fishing show with your friends. The more, the merrier.
You can write the questions in Swedish, we have said.
Yes.
Since Jano is a multilinguistical phenomenon, he will translate in real time. So
I will
you
translate.
Don't have to write. Det går bra att ställa frågor på svenska eller kommentarer.
Yes. And for you Finnish guys who might be watching, please don't ask them in Finnish, English or Swedish. Well, right on. What are we doing? What are we doing today, Anders?
We are testing a new lake, a semi-new lake, you may say. We have been here twice before, so we know a little bit about the lake, but it's not fully invented yet. But we think that this lake has some of the criteria that we are looking for when it comes to a big pike lake. So according to the knowledge we have and things we seek for, okay, it is a small boat, yeah. According to the things we have started to look for when it comes to big pike in small lakes, this lake has a potential. That doesn't mean that by necessity we will find the big pikes here, but it means that we have everything that we are looking for, and the potential is there, and now it's up for us to find them or
if we look scared, it's mostly because we're afraid that the cameraman will fall into the water today.
This is a lake where you cannot bring the big boats, so we have to take the small one, and we thought that was a good idea. Now we are not so sure anymore. But
there wasn't any wind when we started, but now the wind is catching up.
From somewhere.
From somewhere.
Yes.
But to start, please tell us a little bit about yourself, and you've been working part-time as a fishing guide?
I have, yes. I started.
Start with your. Is it a fish?
No.
No. Please start with your early career. Has fishing always been a part of your life? Or?
The early days.
The early
Yes.
days.
I started to fish when I was 5 years old. I went to with my mother to Seigelstorg, and on this Seigelstorg lottery, I won my first rod. It was a small one with a floater, and we started to fish. I started to fish. I started to fish with my friends, and from there it just kept on going. And it's probably it struck some kind of a hunting gene that I think all of us have.
Oh, the primal brain is sometimes
exactly. So and in my case and the other guys that are doing the fishing, it's about finding your inner mother in a sense. So it's not about.
It's a necessity.
It is.
You just have to go fishing or you feel bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we're sending live. My phone is telling me that we're sending live. Okay. And please keep the questions coming. Oh, there's a lot of questions. They're just pouring in. Great. And then, what happened after that?
Well, what happens that when I was around 15, I suddenly found myself in a boat with a very nice, really professional guy that was called Thomas Storm, and he's my idol still, in a sense. Oh. And he took me to a nice fishing trip in Trosa in southern Stockholm archipelago, and we had a fantastic fishing trip. And I caught my first 10 plus, and he kind of introduced me into a new way of fishing not next to the reed line, fishing deeper than just going through by the coastline, and basically it took off from there. So
was this at the time when there was cod in the archipelago?
Yeah. It was
you could fish further out.
Yeah, beginning of the 90s. So yes. So that was in a sense I took a giant step in my fishing life in a way. So I went from being a whomever fisherman to started something that was becoming to be an addictive kind of behavior.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thomas Sjöqvist says he wants us to catch the first 10 plus pike in this live show, and he doesn't want us to feel any pressure.
Okay, no problem.
Of course, we will.
We will do our best.
We will do our best, absolutely. And how come that you ended up as a part-time professional guide?
Well, I have a Master of Science in Computer Engineering.
Yes.
From Royal Institute of Stockholm.
So it's quite an odd combination.
It is, yeah. But the thing was that I started my career in the end of the 90s, and then during the year 2000, there was this IT-bubblan. So everyone got fired, including me. So I started
the big crash in the IT sector.
I started my own company. So I started to do some IT consulting, and I also started to do fishing guide because I learned, I get to know a really nice guy, Micke Puaka.
Yes.
So we started to hang out at the time.
A famous Swedish guy, one of the first that really took it on as a profession.
He's a fantastic guy, and we hang out as friends. But he was a fishing guide, and he asked me if I could help him. So I started to get some rods and some stuff, and I already had the boat, and basically it took off from there.
So it was just to get some extra money from.
At the time,
it
was a fantastic combination because I could do consultancy one day and I could go fishing the next day.
A tie and the office one day.
Yep.
And the other day, nature, water, and fishing.
Yes. So
sounds wonderful.
Was the perfect combo in a sense.
But today you're not doing any guiding.
No. Today it's taking another direction. So I'm now working as a consultant for Daiwa. So I help Daiwa in their testing of products and making their product visible.
Also developing products.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also have cooperation with the Buster Boats and with Raymarine Electronics.
Yes, sonars and yeah.
Yeah, so I'm spending my time nowadays fishing and promoting stuff, testing stuff, finding out what is good from these different vendors, and making suggestions on improvements for them.
And you're doing it in great company with Christian Kestitalo.
With a fantastic
Christian
Kestitalo.
Yes.
Who is even more crazy than I am. I am crazy.
Oh, I'm going to get it.
He's even more. So together we make a good team, I would say.
Yeah.
We have had quite a success, I must say, when
I agree.
Doing fishing together.
I'm sure that we have questions of your personal best for pikes and everything, but you had an amazing track record together, fishing the archipelago and Lake Vättern and Vänern and Mälaren and so on.
Yeah.
And even competing together, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, there was this Swedish championship qualification last Sunday, and we didn't win, but we qualified.
Yeah.
So we will go to the final. That is in October in Nyköping.
Yeah.
And as we have already promised, we will make a mess in the final. Try to bring up as much dust as possible.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Don't you worry, we're going to take some questions. Just thought it would be nice to have an introduction from Anders. And I also think it would be nice with a pike.
Feel no pressure.
Feel no pressure. A 10 plus is ordered by Thomas.
Shouldn't be a problem.
This boat is very small.
This is really small, yeah. So if we are looking a little bit tense,
the hedgehog.
That's because
the hedgehog.
We're doing our best to keep the balance.
Isn't that the word for igelkott? Hedgehog? Or am I?
In English, yeah.
Isn't it?
Hedgehog.
Igelkotten?
Nej, det är grävling.
That's badger.
Okay.
Badger is good. Hedgehog. The hedgehog. That's what we call our film guy. Is balancing quite nice. Okay, some questions. The boat looks a bit small. That's right. That's absolutely right. Alfred Andersson asks, what is your personal best on pike that we talked about for just a second ago?
14.4.
That's a big fish. Yeah.
It's a nice one. It's from Stockholm Archipelago, Southern Archipelago, some years back. So I still have to wait for my 15 plus.
Yeah.
But I've had it on. I've seen it in the northern Stockholm Archipelago some years back. So I can guarantee we all have stories.
Yep.
This is my story. I missed it up in
the one that got away.
Sigefjärden, the one that got away.
Yeah,
again,
we've been
I'm
there.
not the only one that have missed a great fish, and the biggest one or the strongest one. So of course those are the ones you lose.
Yes.
So.
Yes, often. That's quite right. That's your personal best. The signature "Let's Go Fishing 247." That's a nice signature. Asks or says that it's great that we're doing this live show with Anders. Do you do a lot of fishing on Lake Mälaren?
I do. It's one of my how do you say, home waters.
Yep.
Since Stockholm Archipelago isn't that appealing as it once was, we do more and more fishing in Mälaren. So yes, I do a lot of fishing in Mälaren.
So it's one of your favorites water?
Yeah, you can say
favorite.
So. Sure.
Pikey, come on. I had to do a cast between the questions.
I must say, I've been all over Mälaren. I've been testing all the parts of Mälaren. And the interesting thing about Mälaren, it is one lake, as we know, but it's really 5-6 different, how do you say, different
types. And,
So if you go to Ekholm, north of Stäket, that you have one set of weed, a different behavior of the pike.
A different color on the water.
Different color of the water, definitely so. If you go to Björken and you fish Ormsundet, Björken, and that area, then we are looking for the fish in in another way. We're looking for grass. We are fishing deeper.
Much more clear water.
Yeah. If you go to the western part, I think I had a follower. Actually.
Yeah, we got some. I don't think you can see it, but all of this area, there's a lot of rocks, and we can see them sometimes. So this is a very, very interesting area actually for.
It's a rocky place.
What do you say? Post-spawned.
Yeah.
Pre is before. Post is after.
Post is after. So
Yes.
Post-spawn
fishing.
Yep.
So we're looking for the fish that's been spawning a few weeks ago, and now are keen to get out on the water and fill their bellies with little fish.
Yeah, so we have a lot of rocks around us, so don't be surprised if we hit them soon, because it's muddy water. So it's hard to see the underwater rocks.
I don't think we said that, but we've done some pre-fishing, and we had
4, I think.
4 or 5 actually hits, and we made a decision not to use hooks, which is quite interesting actually.
We had a good laugh at each other since we were still doing the
That's right. No hooks. But the Pikes sliced our baits.
So we took brand new ones just to be able to tell if it was really a strike. Even though in this kind of shallow conditions, you see them strike, you see the swirls, so that it was no question about it.
So the Pikes are here. We just have to figure out exactly where they are and when they want to bite.
So the reason for us being on a small lake is because I have a kind of a personal project. You may say,
a rock. No fish. No.
Sorry. I have a kind of a personal project that I want to invent. You say inventory. I want to check on all the lakes.
Explore.
That we have. Explore is maybe a better word. That we have around Stockholm area, because I think that also small lakes can contain big pikes.
Yes, this is very interesting. We've talked a lot about it. So
I noticed that there was a picture of me that you were using as a poster for this live fishing, and that's on a pike that is around 9 kilo, and it's from a really small lake in the northern part of Stockholm, and it was caught like 4 weeks ago, and but the thing is that the reason for having this project, or whatever we call it, zero downs.
Yes, it's a big rock. We're gonna hit that rock if we.
Yeah, if you're not careful.
Yeah.
The reason for having this project is because it's really crowded nowadays in Stockholm archipelago.
Yep, really crowded
on Mälaren. And we do a lot of fishing in Lake Vättern and Lake Vänern, not so crowded. But for me, it's 3-hour drive before I get there. So, being a guy living in Stockholm, I really cannot have Vänern as my home water.
No, it's too far away. No.
We have had great success. Of course, much thanks to Christian Keskitalo, who has been fishing there for his entire life. So good success in both Vättern and Vänern, but I felt I needed to have something a little bit closer to home. So that's the reason why we have this boat. This is the smallest buster boat, Buster Mini, and there are a couple of modifications. You don't see it in the picture, but we have a casting deck in the front.
You can read all about it in a very good online magazine.
Yeah, by this fantastic
called Magazine Fisheco.
No, he has made an article about this boat actually.
3 issues back, I think.
Yes.
Check that boat out. It's very nice with wheels and everything, so you can.
So we have wheels
launch it
on the back of the boat, so that you can put it into water just about anywhere. And it should be lightweight, easy to carry, but still have everything that you're looking for in a boat, fishing boat, meaning casting deck, meaning the correct electronics and everything. But it is a small boat. So.
Yep.
There you go.
Whoa, yes, fish on, fish on. They're here. I like it. And now the question is it the 10 plus?
How the heck do we deal with this?
Great, well done, Anders.
Thank you.
Well done. Oh, it's a nice fish, isn't it? He won't show himself.
It's a 10 plus.
It's a 10 plus plus.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
Perhaps.
Shall I take it or you take it or?
Give it to me. I'll take it. Just get the plier. The plier.
You want the tool? Yeah, there we go.
There she is. And normally a fish like this, we should be able to unhook in the water, but just for the viewers,
For the sake of it.
for the sake of it,
Is that your first pike?
that's my first pike ever.
No, that's an internal joke. Every time someone is messing around with a pike, you say, "Is that your first pike?"
That's quite funny.
So I was kind of hoping to make just the tiniest of mistake, and
I ain't gonna do any
about to
mistakes.
that.
So, look at this wonderful little lake pike. What camera is it? Is it a mobile camera or?
It's a
That
start.
one, that
It's
one.
a start. We need to start somewhere, and this is our start.
A lovely, lovely pike, little pike.
pike.
Go back, fetch grandma. Oh, well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Mission completed, mission succeeded.
No. We are far from catching the 10 plus pike, so we still have some kilos to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your theory was right. They're out here. They're out here.
Yep.
Up! Oh, fish on! Fish on!
What the heck?
What the heck?
As we say in Sweden, även en blind hö.
Eller hur?
He's the master. He's the pike fishing master.
So let's not rock the boat too much. We must be careful with the hedgehog.
Okay, I sit down. Okay. Oh, here we have some of the weed as well.
Yep. Well, it wasn't the biggest fish in the lake, but it's a fish. Is that the first time you...
Oh, no.
I couldn't resist. Isn't it fun? Oh, I love it. Oh, look at that. Well, a small. It's getting a little bit fatter. This one has definitely spawned, and it's a male, I think.
Ja, no.
Ja, no.
Grymt.
Well done. Well done. Great. Whew. 2 fish, 2 casts.
Good job.
Good job, yeah.
Good job.
But we mustn't lose the thread because I really like your project. I just want to make that clear.
I'm testing all sorts of lakes with this boat.
And what you really are doing is, in a way, making this kind of fishing popular again, because we've forgotten about the small lakes that contains a great fishing.
Yeah.
With big fish, and we're all crowded up in Lake Mälaren, in the archipelago, at Vänern, Vättern, and so on. I had to say it.
Yeah,
I think what you're doing is great.
You are right, because the problem, I would say, with the average pike fisherman is that he doesn't have any confidence in his own, in himself, in his own choices.
He has to follow the crowd.
He has to go somewhere where someone else has been and said, okay, it's good. And I don't want to be that one that follows the crowd. I want to go my own way, not necessarily leading any crowd, but I would like to be on my own if I can with the fishing.
Yeah, exploring.
So yeah. So on this lake, I don't think we are going to see any boats today.
No, I don't think so.
No. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad lake. It's a lake that no one fishes.
But it has, doing this kind of fishing has its difficulties, but also a nice challenge. You have to, well, I don't know if it's the correct word, but scout the water.
Yeah.
You have to check it out on the internet.
Yes.
Look for possible places to launch your boat and so on.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. But the benefit is that perhaps you're on your own.
We have found
virgin pikes.
Virgin pikes. Yeah. I remember that expression. That was from you when you did the ice fishing with
Tobias Fränstad. A lovely, wonderful guy.
Virgin pike. That's a fantastic.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
He's searching for virgin pikes.
Searching for virgin pike.
Never been caught by a fisherman before.
So, so what I'm looking for in my own fishing career is to understand why a small lake contains big pikes and why it doesn't.
This is step 2, I
Yes,
think.
Yes. So I'm not looking for the lake, the one lake that is fantastic. I'm looking for the understanding of what makes a lake good. That's what I'm looking for.
And you've already made some conclusions.
I have some ideas at least. So for some reason I'm looking for lakes with a high and all year around high oxygen level.
Yep.
I think that's good for the pikes because if you lose the oxygen wintertime and summertime,
Yep.
I just feel like it's not the conditions that big pikes are growing up.
They'll
in.
probably die.
And yeah, they die or they don't grow as much.
No.
So I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I've heard that even if the fish eat, if it's not enough oxygen in the water, it cannot congest the
grow,
food
no.
in the proper way. So
I'm getting some weed. I know you love weed.
Yeah, okay.
But it's the wrong kind.
It's the wrong one, but save it.
I'll save it and we'll talk some weed later.
So when I'm choosing a lake, I'm looking for the turnover of the water, and you can find some measurements from Länsstyrelsen and from.
You can find that on the internet.
Yes.
Yeah?
Or you can go the easy way if it's a big river floating out of the lake.
Yeah.
There must be.
Fish on. So sorry.
No problem.
So sorry. I love this rod. Actually, I do.
Yeah,
it's sharp. It hooks the fish.
It is a fantastic series of rod actually.
And it's super light.
It's the Pro X AGS.
Yeah. As you're getting older, as I am, it becomes more and more important actually to fish with well-balanced and light things. When you're doing 4 days in Germany at Rügen or something, you get,
Has some kind of damage, looks like a bird.
Yeah,
bird stroke or
that might be, that might just be a bird strike. Shall I take it?
Yeah.
From the osprey, fiskljus in Swedish, you know, the osprey often preys on fish that actually is too large for them.
Is that your first pike?
So, that's my first pike ever. And I think I can just unhook it a little. It's not a lovely pike, it has a wound on it. And it might be from a bird, or it might be from spawning injuries when they're fighting on the spawning grounds.
Yeah, but that
No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. That's something else. Bye-bye. And go get grandma. Please do.
And I wanted to explain to Jano that if he is catching more pike than I am, then we agreed upon that I am a good guide.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
No, just kidding. Jano is a fully feathered fisherman, so.
I say it like I don't know if you know him, Fredrik Julian.
I've met him.
Yeah, he also said, I'm just a lucky guy going fishing. I like that expression.
Bad expression, no.
But you were talking about the conditions that you like the lakes that you want them to have with oxygen levels. You can check it out.
It feels like a good thing for looking for.
Yep.
And then the next thing, when you go to the lake, you should have a look on the different kinds of weed.
Yep.
Because
this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are multiple kinds, as we know. And water lilies is not a weed, but it's something that is growing.
Yeah.
Water lilies is one of the things that you find, of course, in most of the lakes. But then I found out this, and we saved a sample.
Hmm?
Just
Your
to be able to
favorite
show.
kind of weed.
This is my favorite.
Yeah. Hold it close. Stop. Up. No shadow.
No shadow.
No shadow.
Okay. I'm not sure how to visualize this the best.
And just hold it still.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nothing fancy, but the weed itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I have to of course double check with some kind of biologist or whatever, whomever who can verify I think that kind of weed is something that you find in lakes with good oxygen conditions.
Okay.
Because I've been to at least a fair number of lakes, and you rarely find that kind. And if you find it, we often find a lot of pikes.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what is the orsak och verkan, but it's a theory at least.
Yes.
And it's a start.
Yeah. I like it. Is this an experience that you share with Christian, or have you talked about it?
We have talked about it. I would say I'm more eager to go to these smaller lakes.
Yeah.
So we have gone to a couple of lakes together, but
sorry. Strike. It was a strike.
Was a strike.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean what I said. I take it back. Hope so.
Never sworn before? No swear words? No?
I don't do that. We have gone to a couple of lakes, but those have been my lakes, kind of.
Yeah.
So I explained that this is what I see, and he says, that's very interesting and probably correct theory, and that's about it.
And I think the guys that are watching this and in the future on YouTube, please feel free to contact Anders if you have the same experience,
add me
because
on
this
Facebook
is
and let's discuss what makes a lake a great lake.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear your opinions, because I've spent some time in this boat on my lakes, but I have plenty more to learn.
Yep.
And I'm eager to hear.
Oh,
That was a good one.
fish on!
It's not a big one, but that was a hard strike.
Yeah, it's quite shallow water, and I think they strike. Sometimes they strike, I'll take it. Sometimes they strike a little harder in shallow water, and these are post-spawned pike.
Okay, I sit down.
They want to eat. They got only one goal right now, and that's to fill their bellies. Oh, this is one that has... Now I think we'll... Forgive me that. I'll see what I can do, but in worst case, this is a pike that will not survive this. But perhaps then... Or
Okay, cool. This is really
cut
cool.
it. We cut it. We cut this one.
You want to cut it? There we go.
Maybe not. Maybe. Fuck. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Come on. Oh.
Okay,
This was actually...
By the way, to my phone, my good friend Totte Wesleyan says that the name of the weed is kabomba, he says. And it's a year-round weed, which is my experience as well. So looking for weed that is growing year-round is a good alternative. So I'm not sure if you're right, Totte, but I trust you for now.
So this one. So perhaps I think we might just gonna save this pike. Actually, yes, we are. And the water temperature is not as high yet, so they will survive some mistreatment. I think this is gonna go great.
I trust in you. I have the cutter ready for you.
Yeah. So just a little bit more there. So no, I'm not gonna get it. Give it to me. So I'll cut this one. I have to go from the other side.
I would like to help you, but I guess...
No, this pike is so small, so you can't be two doing this. But if it's gonna survive, we need to cut this. There's... Oh! No, it's coming. Actually, it's coming. So... Oh, no, it's not coming. Anders, could you cut it? You do the cutting. My fingers are too small. It's a too big hook. My fingers are too small.
There we go.
Great, and there's another one you have to do. Down there.
Hang on.
see if we can get it out.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, that one I should be able to.
Great.
There we go.
No! No! Let's see. Let's see. Yes! It survived and it went away with a splash. Wonderful. So I was so occupied. Where were we?
Not sure.
Not sure. Totte Wesleyan. I heard his name. Hi, Totte.
Kabomba.
Kabomba. Well, it's a nice name. Let's call it Kabomba.
So this color has been proven to be good.
Yep.
This is a really nice bait, by the way. It's the classic shad.
Show it to the
from
camera.
Daiwa.
Hold it still. Still.
What was the name?
Classic shad.
Classic shad.
Duckfin.
Easy to remember.
Classic shad.
Thank you.
We can take mine as well.
The reason why I like it.
What am I fishing with? I've never fished with this one before.
Fishing with the duckfin shad.
The duckfin shad.
Duckfin shad.
And I like it a lot.
It's not a bad one. So, but it's quite a difference. Give me that one.
Yep.
Because I yet have a theory, one more theory, and that it's basically the same paddle, but
Yep.
but you can see it's, even though the baits are, this is a smaller bait, of course, but it's not that much smaller, right?
No.
But it has a significantly smaller paddle, and this one has a significantly bigger.
Yep.
And I think during a fishing day, you should try them all.
Yep.
Because that's a theory also that me and Christian has, that not every pike is they don't act the same, all of them.
No? They're individuals.
They are individuals, meaning that even though if you find good bait that is really good for that day, it's your favorite bait for that day,
Yeah.
it will not catch all the pikes
No.
because they will be in different mood. So even though you have a good bait, you should still try around a couple of colors and a couple of different baits.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm getting pike knuckles. Look at that. Pike knuckles.
Vill du ha en liten trås?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This one is
Uh,
having all the bacteria cultures that is this
from 10 years old.
from you being used this entire spring.
We can't forget.
Basically every summer you can use a toad.
We can't forget our viewers, so we have to do some of the questions.
Sure.
And now you're getting your opportunity to do some more commercials, actually. Yes, Alexei Enrocco asks, please tell us about the Daiwa Pro X reel
Okay.
and rod setup that you use.
Okay.
The
Cool.
rod and the reel.
The rod and the reel. Okay. What reel and
I'll
rod
be
you
on this
choose
side.
is very personal. You find something, you're looking for something, and it's very personal. So not everyone likes the same setup as I do. But as we, there we go.
Oh, fish on again. That's a crazy fishing.
As we were discussing before the show starts,
Yeah.
I have an opinion. If someone says it's boring to fish with a stiff rod, I'm having trouble of agreeing with that.
Yep.
This one is more shallow. Oh, is it unspawned? Or is it
No, it's a fat little pike. No, it can't be unspawned, can it? Oh, no, it's been eating. This one has been eating, but I'll show it to the camera. So, oh, give it a... There it is. I like it when this
Sometimes you hear the opinion that it's boring to fish with a stiff rod.
Look at this fat little pike. So, I think it's been feeding. Look at the
Yeah,
little belly. Nice pike.
we are way past the spawning time.
Yep.
I know, but
Sometimes,
you every now and then
Yeah.
get pikes that never get a chance to spawn.
absolutely.
So they do some kind of menstruation out of them, of the eggs later on in the season.
Stiff rods.
Stiff rods, I totally disagree. The stiffer, the better. What I can agree upon is the heavier the rod, the more boring it gets to fish.
Yep.
And this is a fantastic lightweight rod, but it has a casting weight of 180 gram, and I would consider it as quite a stiff rod.
Yep. I agree.
But it's incredibly lightweight. It has the guides that is made in some kind of carbon material instead of metal.
Yep.
And it has the super high volume fiber kind of way of building the rod, which makes a really strong and really lightweight rod. And when talking about the reel, this is the Pro X AGS, by the way, 180 gram. Here we get some more samples, but this is not the same weed. This is another. Sorry.
Another kind of weed, but we like it.
I think that was a more season kind of weed that comes
Okay.
when the warmth come. The reel I use on this rod is the coastal 200 size, and I think that pike fishing is heavy, is really heavy. You are casting heavy baits, you
Yep.
are fishing for big fish. It's a hard work if you do 10 hours of pike fishing.
Absolutely.
So there's really no point of choosing a heavy rod if you don't need it.
Nope.
And the thing with the big pike, it doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't run anywhere like a salmon does or a halibut or something. So there's really no point of having a reel with 300 meters of line or something. So the 200 size Daiwa reels, the Tatula, the Coastal, and the Pro X, they are around 130 meters,
Yep.
depending on, of course, the thickness of the line. But 110, 120, 130.
What's
and
that?
and that's enough.
Yeah, and it's pretty high gear ratio
Yeah,
also.
7.3.
Yeah.
And that's also an opinion. I think you should have a kind of a high gear.
That's
Because for me it's easier to wheel it in a little bit slower in springtime than spending an entire day running like this in summertime.
Yeah.
But that's again, it's a matter of taste. So a strong reel with proper components, but a small one that fits in your hand and that is lightweight. So this new line of rods, the Pro X rods, they are amazing. You should feel them. You are using the.
they're available to buy in Sweden.
They are.
They are.
Very much so.
And the rest of the world, I suppose.
No. actually
No?
not, no.
Okay.
This is Pro X.
Yep.
And Pro X is the European series.
Oh, I see.
So it's a sub-series to Daiwa.
Okay.
And so they are the European series. So there are a bunch of Daiwa rods, and they are available throughout the world,
Okay.
in every region. But this is the European series, the Pro X.
Oh, I didn't know that. So there's a special series for
And
European
it's designed here in Europe. And
fish?
no,
Rock.
yeah. And it's a little bit closer for us to have a say if we have an opinion. Being a Daiwa consultant,
Yep.
it's easier for us to have a chat with someone that sits in Germany, like our designer, one of the brilliant guys that we have, Tobias Hilfer, who is designing gears and also a lot of baits for us.
Great. I'm sure there will be more questions about gear, equipment and gear.
Don't buy a too big reel when fishing for pike.
You don't need one.
No, exactly. It only gets heavy.
Well, people are amazed by the small boats.
Yeah. And we would like it to be bigger, because in the normal case you would be in the front, I would be in the back.
Yeah.
But since we have the cameraman, fantastic Cotton
Igelkotten hedgehog.
film, he's taking the entire front with all his bags and all his things.
Fredrik Schorell is asking if you could name your top 3 favorite pike lures. That's an interesting question. I suppose you're fishing with one of them, or
it's a matter of taste. If I should stick to the Daiwa bait, there are amazing baits. There are so many really good baits.
but it's your job to use the Daiwa bait, so I
Yeah,
understand. Oh, fish on! And again, he strikes again.
I think the most important thing is that you know how to fish the bait. Whatever bait you are choosing, you have to be able to master it, right?
Yep. That's a little bit bigger, this
It's
one.
a little bit bigger. It's not a 10 plus yet.
No, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Hopefully it's coming.
I think it's gonna splash. No, it's not gonna
It's
splash.
a little bit
Perhaps.
angry on you.
Yep, it does. So,
To getting to the point, I think you should choose 2 or 3 rubber baits that you really like.
oh,
You
had some-
should choose 1 or 2 jerk baits that you really like. You should choose 1 or 2 tail baits that you really like, and then you learn how to fish with those, and not try to follow the crowd. I really like the classic shad from Daiwa. It gives me everything that I need from a rubber bait, and as you can see, it's not a bad bait.
no.
It's working.
It's a great
working
bait.
okay.
I think we're gonna get, yes, I liked it. Nice pike.
Yeah.
Pike.
Like a 3 kilo or something.
But if we say it like this, in the other live fishing shows, I'm a little bit tough on the guys that I fish with. So if you have to choose a type of lure, of bait,
Yep.
that from now and ever on,
Yeah.
this is the only bait
Yep.
that you can use. Is it a jig or is it a jerk
It's a tail
bait?
bait.
It's a tail
It's
bait.
a tail bait.
That's not everyone would say that. Oh, fish on! Sorry for interrupting.
There's another boat, by the way.
There's another
There's
boat.
another boat. Okay, so
That was quick.
that was not bad. Shall I take it, or?
No, I'll take it. You go fishing. But we were talking about baits. So if
If I were
a
to
tail
choose
bait,
only one bait.
interesting.
One type of bait,
Yep.
I would choose a tail bait, because I have a feeling that if you are consistent and you fish with tail bait, you have the best chance of catching over a season. You have the best chance to catch a really big one on
Okay.
tail.
Bye bye.
I don't fish with tail bait 100%, of course, but tail baits they are good.
They've gotten a little bit out of fashion. I think.
Yeah.
You don't see many people fish with them nowadays, but there's a lot of fashion in fishing, so
Yeah.
who knows?
I remember when they were kind of introduced to the market.
Yes, they exploded,
some 50
revolutionized
years
it.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a part of what's sometimes referred to as Värtan-maffian. Yeah, we were fishing in Värtan, Stockholm Archipelago, and we were fishing a lot of tail baits. And we invented our own tail baits. And I have a very good friend, Jesper Lundqvist,
Yes,
who is
a legend.
who is a really brilliant pike fisherman, and he's also a brilliant lure maker. And he was at the time making his own lures, and we were using them quite heavily.
Yep.
With success.
They're still on the market, I think. Or
Yeah,
Perhaps.
if you strike him medhårs, whatever that's called in English, then he might do some for you. But
if you sweeten
if he
him.
was- yeah,
Sweeten him.
Jappan gör lite mer tailbait till marknaden.
Okay, now interesting, actually. Nowadays, your friend and colleague Trumman, Stefan Trumstedt, said jerkbait, and I know a lot of guys that would have said rubber.
Yeah.
So you're the first one to say tailbait, and interesting.
Jerkbait and rub. I mean, no one is better than the other. If you look throughout the season, there will be occasions when you need them all.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry. I almost. Oh, it's
Where?
insane fishing, actually.
Where are the big ones?
Where are the big ones? But we're catching fish, and that's the most important thing. There must be some bigger pikes out here
Okay.
too.
Cameraman, please.
Cameraman,
Can you zoom in on this one?
you found some new weed?
Yeah. Totte Wesleyan. Wait.
Oh, it's another fatty. It's a fatty.
Thank you. Totteveslian, I want to know the name of this weed.
Look it up
It's
immediately.
a little bit like Jeopardy. If you answer the wrong, then maybe you're not coming to the final. Yeah. You get minus points.
So that was another one of those little fatties.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on the anchor,
Yep.
so maybe we should. I'm not sure if we should move. Should we stay here and hope for the best? That's also,
We can go back here. We can.
What is your opinion on that one, Janu? Do you think the big pikes go the same places as the small ones, or should you look for the bigger ones
Well,
in different places? I have an opinion.
I have an opinion too, and that one is I don't know, because
That's not an opinion.
because every time I know, I get proven wrong.
Yeah.
As you know, I go to Germany, fish Rügen every year,
Yep.
and it's not the same in Sweden, but in Rügen you can catch a lot of small pikes and then bam, at 12 kilos.
Yeah.
So I'm
I agree
But-
with you.
but-
I agree with you.
but sometimes when you get all these small fish,
then
the-
suddenly boom,
Yeah.
there's the big one. I agree with you.
So-
You shouldn't look for the small ones,
no,
but you should look for the proper how do you say, the proper things for a
The
big pike,
conditions,
the
yeah.
conditions,
Mhm.
and even though you find the small pikes, the big ones are there.
Mm.
I don't think they scare each other away. I think that's nonsense. I think that pikes, they think the same.
They think the
in a
same,
sense,
yes.
and they end up in a certain place in the lake or
Yep.
or where you are.
great.
And you find the big ones and the small ones in the same place.
I
There
think so too.
definitely are certain places with a higher concentration of big ones. But I've heard every now and then the opinion that, okay, I caught the small one,
Let's leave.
then the big one isn't here. And I disagree.
I totally do. But I would like to change my bait. I'll try something else.
Okay.
And that's not because
It's not because it's not working. No?
it's because my stinger is totally ripped to pieces. It's the bait isn't moving as it should. So I think I'll try. Give me a tip here. What should I use?
Try the red one. Them.
This one
Now you have the offset hook.
with the offset hook.
Fantastic.
And you want it to be rigged like this,
Yeah.
upside along
Yeah,
the side.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great.
And I can explain why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. No.
No, I don't think so. It's good.
I'll do that. Why? But why?
I think when fishing in muddy conditions,
Yep.
it actually doesn't matter the orientation of your bait,
Okay.
because it's all about the signals that the bait is sending in the water, so the vibrations. And the reason why I put the bait like that, because of the shape of the body.
We should show it to the audience, actually. It's, well, how should you say it? It's the hook is positioned in the side and not in the back as it normally is. Interesting.
And the only reason for that is it was too high
Oh,
here,
oh,
and
I see.
it was thinner in that way. So I put it there in order to get a better
So now,
chance.
now you're using me as a guinea pig to test your.
No, that was if you look at the.
I believe
I
you.
wouldn't. Yeah, no. You hurt my feelings. Would I ever do that?
Just a joke. Just a joke.
That was actually the best bait last time I was in this lake.
Okay, I
If you look
see.
at it carefully, you see it's been glued together
I will.
multiple times with glue.
This is really interesting. And you fished it this way, with a weedless hook.
Yeah, because that was something I created the last time we were here, because that was the first time in this lake with a boat, and we were actually fishing that bay over there, and it's really,
Okay.
really, really shallow, and it contains a lot of weed and a lot of feed, and we found them at the inner part of the bay,
Okay.
inside of the reed actually. So I had to invent something, and that was my invention at the time, and it worked.
I
really
like
nice.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll catch a pike. The audience, we mustn't forget. We mustn't forget. There's a lot of questions. We talked about the gear. There's a lot of questions about the gear. You could talk a little about my rod and my reel later on, because I don't know much about them. Benjamin Bergstrand asks, what's your biggest catch ever?
My biggest catch ever.
Your biggest. So
not the biggest pike.
let's say the biggest fish.
Okay, yeah, that's a halibut.
That's a halibut.
155 centimeter, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
it's a big fish. What's
So
what's the weight of such a fish?
I don't know. There is a scale,
Yeah.
but that scale comes from Canada, I think. So if you go by that kind of scale, I don't think it's really proper for the halibuts that we have here in Scandinavia. Oh, I know
That's
it's
a Norwegian fish, I suppose. The halibut, your fish. From Norway. Yeah. But if you guess,
so the
what do you
weight
think?
is not interesting on such a fish, I would say. But 60, 50, 60, 70, it depends.
That's a big fish.
I don't know, and it doesn't matter. It was 155, if I remember correctly.
No, yeah.
152, 55. Some years back.
1.4 meters, still rocky.
Yeah, we haven't moved. We are on anchor. I'm not sure if we should move or if we...
Oh well, try it. So we'll do some more questions.
Yep.
I'll do some more questions. Emil Mastsson asked, what's your favorite places to fish? So, if it's, feel free to think about it. Is it a country, or is it a lake, or is it for a certain species, or?
Well, I fish all the different species, all the predators.
Yes.
Perch, sander, pike, cod, halibut.
Yeah.
Of course, as so many others.
Char.
Yeah. Some. I'm fascinated by the pike fishing.
Yep.
It's not the only one I do, but I'm fascinated of pike fishing. So I do it a lot.
There's something special about pike.
The Vänern and Vättern. That's I would say my favorite.
If you do the same thing as with a lure, if you had to choose only
if I have
one,
to choose a place, then I would choose Vänern, I would say. It has so many different places.
and
So many different places.
great potential also.
Great potential. Yeah, the biggest one we probably find in Vättern.
Yeah.
So I don't think Vänern will be the upcoming new Swedish record lake, because it seems like the species there don't get as big as in Vättern.
That abnorm 20 kilos plus.
Yeah.
No, I think you're probably right. But we've been wrong before.
Yeah.
So pike and Vänern, that's your final choice. If you only had one
Yeah.
place left to fish.
I think so. But Mälaren is nice.
Mälaren
Archipelago
is
is nice. I mean, this lake, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
But there's something special about pike, I agree.
Yeah, it's the rawness. Can you say that?
Yeah, I think you can.
The rawness.
The rawness.
Råheten.
Råheten in the catch.
Strike, and they strike hard, and they mean business when they strike.
Let's do some more questions. It's about the lures, biggest catch. Patrik Nesselquist asks, he says hi, and what do you think? How much better is pike fishing from boat compared to fishing from shore? Or is it more about bait, more about than the places that you can reach with a boat? He wants you to compare boat fishing from shore fishing.
Yeah, I'm not the right guy, I think, to answer that, because I've caught maybe 25 pikes from shore, 10,000 from boat,
Yeah.
or whatever, I don't know. But so I honestly don't know. The downside fishing from shoreline is of course that you cannot reach all the places that you can from a boat. So I would say in 99.99 of all occasions, fishing from boat is better. But of course there are places where you cannot reach with a boat, where you easily can stand on the shoreline and
Yep.
then you can fish from shore. So it's all about the place, I would say, not the bait, not.
Are they thinning out, or we haven't had a bait for at least a hit for at least 5 minutes?
Yeah,
The fishing
I
is
started
getting.
to move a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
No, but no, I think
Since there is a 10 kilo kind of demand, I figured that I should give it a try at least to move a little bit. There is a really shallow area here, and we have a bunch of rocks. You probably don't see them, but they are up in the sun.
we're going down. This is 1.6, 1.7 meters
Yeah,
in the zone where
we
the.
do have the rocks within reach.
Okay.
I can guarantee that. So at least in this side,
Yep.
we have plenty of rocks.
Then I'll do the pelagic fishing on the side on 1.7.
So what we might do, Jano, if you want to,
Yep.
if you remember, like 200 meters in that direction,
Yep.
we have a really nice reed line.
Yes,
So
you
there
had
are
it on
no
your map.
rocks,
Yes.
But suddenly, from nowhere, in the middle of nothing, there's suddenly a lot of grass.
Mhm.
And that's
don't
a place
really know
we
why,
should
no?
fish.
Yeah.
We didn't do that on our way here, but it's not that far. So we could move ourselves over there.
But there should be pikes here too.
Yeah.
There should be. Can't be just a little. And it might be just that it was I don't know the English word, but we were in the zone in the hour when they hit everything. Oh, no, I lost one.
Okay.
Oh, they're here.
Okay. Yeah.
That. You go on that
Let's do
one.
like this, anchor. And do you know what this is called? When you
I know
cast?
what it's called.
When I cast in your direction for your pike that you just lost, what is it called?
In Swedish, it's called a leasad pike.
En leasad gädda. Ja. It's not mine. I just lease it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an
Uh,
expression from Christian Keski.
my old friends used to call it en girad gädda.
Okay.
It was a good strike.
Okay.
Oh, I love the strike. This is why you fish, because of the strikes.
And you can feel it. You're using the same rod as I do, but a smaller one, smaller
Yep.
sized one. And it's amazing feeling when you have these guides, ringarna. It's an amazing feeling.
I love this rod.
Yeah.
Actually, I do. So there are some pikes here.
You can jerk the rubber as well.
I'm not a fan of jerking them.
It's
draw.
nothing about side to
No.
side. It's about the movement
Yep.
and the signals in the water. You can jerk even the rubber.
I like much more to knäppa med rullen, as some says, that you use the handle.
Nej,
No,
knäppa.
using the handle for jerking the
You
bait.
mean like going?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think I have better control over the rods, and my percentage of actually hooking the fish is better when I do that way than waving the rod. I don't know.
I'm the other way around, to be honest.
Yeah,
but it's a matter of personal taste. Okay.
So there are rocks out here too.
No,
They
I
should.
don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think we only have grass in that direction.
Okay.
I think the rocks,
Okay.
the rocks is down here.
So there's almost like a little channel here, and then the weed comes.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was a good strike. Well, let's take another question. From the live chat. Oh, there's a lot of questions. I won't be able to take them all. Your biggest catch.
Here we go. Here's your
A signature made of lots of numbers. ask, what is the most difficult thing, catching a big pike or a big perch? What do you think about that one? I know what I would say.
Catching it depends on what you mean by big.
Let's say 2 kilos perch or a 14 kilo pike.
2 kilo perch.
Yep.
Okay.
Or should we decide on what is a big perch? A big perch.
It's so tricky to say.
Yeah, but really, actually, a big perch is 1.5 kilos.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
a little bit.
I think that the perch, you really have to be careful with the places you choose.
Yep.
Because there are not big perch in every lake.
Nope.
Definitely not. But I would say that in basically every lake there is at least one 10+ kilo pike.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I haven't caught a 2 kilo perch. So
But what do you think is the hardest quest? Is it going for big perch or big? No matter size, let's just say.
the perch is really, really picky. The time when they strike, you can stand an entire day and you get 5 minutes of action, and
Then you get 10
and
or
if
something.
you're doing
Yeah.
something wrong, if you're having your cup of coffee during those 5 minutes, then you missed it. So perch is harder.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I do. I think perch is a very strange fish. Very strange fish. And everybody gets very big perch, but me. They don't like me.
I think I've seen you with big perch.
But I want a monster perch. I want a monster perch. I want that one the 2 kilos. I think I'd rather have a 2 kilos perch than a 15 kilos pike.
Yeah.
At least today. I may change my mind in a year or two, but was it only one fish there? One that struck.
Really nice, if talking again about the tactics and the boat and the everything, a really nice feature that most of the electronic vendors now have is that you can create your own sea chart
Yeah,
in
your own
real
map.
time. So we use the Raymarine, and that function in Raymarine fashion is called Sonar Chart Live, and it creates your sea chart in real time right away as
You're doing it right now.
yeah. So we have.
Shall Cotton film it?
It looks a little bit funny because I put a piece of tape here, since I don't want to show the
exact position?
The exact position. But
That's okay, I think.
could have
It's
moved it
okay.
from the menu, but I made it easy for myself. Put a piece of tape. But it's really mapping. It's really mapping the lake, and you can see where I've been going around. And the more you drive around in your lake, the more you get, and it will be accurate, because a lot of the sea charts that you get they are really not accurate.
No, they're
for
not.
whatever reason.
They're not.
So you have them, but they are not accurate, or at least not detailed. So that's a really nice feature, and I like it that I get it right away. I don't need to record and post it somewhere. I get it right away, which is a great help, especially when you're going to uncharted terrain, as many of the lakes are that we are fishing in.
Yep. There's no sea chart over this lake, or is it? No. Well, maybe we should go back over the area with the rocks.
It's hard to see where we have the rocks. There's one rock that is visible, and there's like 200 rocks.
Yep.
That is not
But it's in that
visible.
direction, at least.
Oh, I think it's in that direction.
In that direction. So a little bit upwards. Okay, let's have another question. And thank you, guys. It's really nice that you're doing such a great job asking questions. A lot of comments about us speaking English, but it's because we think that
We think that we are movie stars.
that's the number one.
This is how it's done. So we don't know any better.
And as we said, there is a lot of... We think there's a lot of people who would like to watch this from Finland and from Denmark and from perhaps even Japan. Don Larsson asks how does cotton get room? Yeah, it's a good question.
Kotten är stenhård.
Hard as a rock.
It's a world record today.
Albin Dangart asked a question about water temperature. What temperature should it be that is optimal for popper fishing for pike? For surface lures?
Warm, I guess.
Warm,
I rarely
yeah.
do it, so I know it's a fun way of fishing for pikes, but I rarely do it since I don't think it's that effective. So I'm not the right guy to ask.
We have,
I guess.
We also have cotton. The sound on the Anders mic is a little bit low. Perhaps isn't, or is it? Yeah, you have to stick with the English. I'm so sorry, but that's the way it is, and it's just as hard for us as it is for you.
We are doing our best.
We are doing our best. That's another one. Turn up the volume on Anders. Is it okay? That? Great.
Okay, yeah. Talking, testing. Is it up? Is it better?
Oh, there are so many questions.
That's good. And again, add me on Facebook. If you have something you want to discuss with me, we could take it offline afterwards. So find me on Facebook and add me. And
Mahoney asks, he has a Daiwa Lexa 300 that he likes a lot, and he wishes to have it maintained. What do you call it? The service just done.
Yeah.
Where should he turn? Who can do that for him?
Yeah, I say as long as it comes to those kind of questions, if you have some questions about the gear of Daiwa, that is not the recommendation for what do you think about, but more of like service, and I have a problem with, and what the best thing you could do, I would say, is to send a message on Daiwa Scandinavia Facebook page. Go to Daiwa Scandinavia, make a text message there, explain whatever is your problem, and someone from Daiwa will help you. So besides going to your local tackle store and ask them for help, I would say the second best choice would be to go to.
There's a lot of skilled guys out there at Sportfiskeboden and so on. So I have to get back to the place where we were. Alla hör, everybody hears Anders good now. Great. Emil Rudén asks if the environment and wildlife / birds matter around a small lake for big pike to live there. What do you think? Actually, he's asking if big pike eats other thing than fish.
Yeah, and that is something that we know for a fact. They are eating ducks and probably other birds and then swimming rats and swimming snakes, and they eat everything that moves, basically.
Even rubber baits and so of course they do.
Yeah. So I wouldn't know if
I think it would
a rich
matter.
bird life in a lake is good or bad. I would say it's good. I know that Christian has a lake close by where he lives that he calls the Bird Lake.
Yep.
And it's a fantastic lake for big pikes. And so it's definitely not a bad thing.
It's a lake with a lot of ducks.
If it's a necessity or not, but it's probably not a bad thing. So let's say it's more good than bad.
A fish, a lot of protein. I think a bird is a lot of protein, so of course it should be a good thing.
I think I'm heading back actually for the area where we had all this.
Okay.
So now you can.
Is it far away?
Now you can see the big rock there and the small rock there.
Okay.
And it's like
So now
50 meters of rock that you don't see here. So
now they're gonna strike again.
Hopefully, yeah.
So that's one of the advantages of the offset hook, actually, that you don't. It's not just weed, even rocks also that won't hit your lure. Not in the same way as a treble. We have to catch a big one now, Anders. 10 kilos.
Yeah, that would have been something.
Yeah.
This was my spring favorite, by the way.
Your?
This one.
Hmm?
My spring favorite. This spring, it was the best one. This color.
Red glitter and...
and ultraviolet UV.
Yep.
I've never tried it before. To say the least, I was skeptic. But I was fishing for it, just a few casts. Then I caught my first one. And as you can see on the picture that you used as a poster for this live transmission, I think this very sample is there.
Anything? No.
No.
They like it. They like what we're doing. Totte Wesslén again.
Härligt Totte, bra.
He's asking if you could tell us any more about stealth lures.
Yeah.
You had some theories about that.
I definitely do.
You even wrote
We wrote an article some years back about invisible, not stealth. We didn't call them stealth. We call them invisible.
Oh.
And the theory behind that one was a fishing trip me and Christian did in Östhammar. So we went into this really shallow and really muddy bay, and it was really muddy. So there was a visibility of like 20-30 centimeters or something. And we found out after a while that the best bait was the handmade brown motor oil. So not the green-red kind of motor oil, but rather...
It's a brownish?
But rather just brown, basically the same color as the water. And then we had this, we talked about it, me and Christian, and he went on and he took a gray one, and it was just as good. So everyone, the general opinion when you fish in muddy waters is that you should fish with something that the fish can see, right? So taking something that is sharp red or sharp yellow or something like that. But then we realized that the fish, since the visibility was only like a few decimeters, they had to take the decision to strike based not on visibility but based on the signals.
Long before they saw the bait.
Yes. And it was really shallow, so we could see the pike really taking off from the reed line, striking the bait. And what we noticed at that particular fishing trip was that if you were fishing with something with sharp colors, they made a decision to strike, but avoided the bait when they got the visibility.
Okay.
Probably, or at least from this theory, probably because they got scared.
Yeah.
They were not expecting something with a sharp color.
No.
So then we realized maybe the best would be that what if the bait was totally invisible? It only had the swimming motions and no color. And this was a couple of years ago, and we went to a couple of lure manufacturers and we said, can you make us a number of different colors that are as close to muddy waters as possible? And then we took those baits and we went to a bay in Mälaren, and we fished with that kind of rubber the entire day.
Yeah.
And we had an amazing fishing, and we wrote the story about it with all the theories and everything. And after that, I'm happy to say, a lot of lure manufacturers have developed not only the motor oil but kind of stealth kind of colors.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So that one was really picked up. Okay, we are getting a little bit closer to. I think we have all the pikes down there.
Okay.
So I will.
So it's soon rock and roll again.
Try to use the wind to getting closer.
I got inspired, so I changed to a motor oil.
Yeah,
but
motor oil.
that's a classic in sun. Yeah, also, but in sunny conditions. Maybe the water is a little bit too colored, but it should go. They should like it.
The more I fish for pike, the more I think that they hunt with the feeling.
Yeah.
See the linjen. And the color has maybe 10-15% of the effect. They find the bait based on the movement that it hears, I would say. Not only in muddy conditions, but in every condition, I would say. And that's why predators have, I would say, a hard time to fish in. Or not.
Right, no, it was I landed right on a rock.
Okay.
So the rocks are down here.
Okay, so let's not go there, just that close then.
Oh, you can go a little bit further. It was quite a long way.
Yeah, I see.
Where are the pikes? Pikey.
Yeah.
We'll do another question. I think we've done well. No question about it.
Yeah.
Really well. So, Dewey Cash says, I wish I was on the water now also. Hope you guys catch many fish today. And I think we've done. I haven't counted them, but there are a few. Kunglig båt, a royal boat, says Anton Holmberg.
Yeah, we do a cooperation with Buster. So we have, together with the designers from Buster in Finland, we have designed 4 different types of fishing boats.
Yep.
And we actually contacted Buster some years back. And the reason for that is because they make quality boats. And I read one of your stories. Remember we talked about it?
Yes.
That both your and my dream boat when being a kid was a Buster, yeah. And
it was the coolest boat that you could have once upon a time.
And
50 horsepower and a Buster boat.
In a sense because it's a quality boat and
you still see them around, boats from even from the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, so they are really high quality and a good boat, but not designed for fishing the way that we do it nowadays.
No.
So we have a cooperation with Buster in Finland, and we have drawn a couple of models for fishing, for spin fishing, and this is one of them. And we also have the Buster XL.
Is it possible to buy one of these or in the future?
Not at the time. Not at the time. It's still under development, but hopefully the sooner the better. We will see them on the market.
Yep. Oh. What do you call this one? A professional turnover on the jig or something?
Yeah, that was really a strange one. Strange and therefore really professional.
Let's do this. There was a question here about pelagic fishing. That went away. But they want me to test a golden bait or you. What about, I can't find it right now, but there was a question about fishing for pike, the new, I would say, pelagic style fishing, quite shallow over deep water.
Yeah.
Is that something that you do?
I do it, not that much. The reason for that is that it's not suitable, I would say, in all lakes.
Nope. Oh, it's a pike!
Yeah.
No!
Den var nog lite bättre.
Was it a good pike?
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 kilo. Not the 10 plus that we are looking for.
Now I'll trade the rainbow trout color.
Okay, cool.
Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
It's not.
Du kan leasa min då. Den
Okay.
Ja.
I'll lease on your pike. Gira på den. Now we're starting to talk Swedish, but it was just rubbish.
Pelagic fishing, I think, is really interesting in certain lakes.
It is. It is.
I do it every now and then, but in a lake like this, there's really no point.
No.
Because there are no deep areas.
What's the deepest point in this lake?
The average depth is around 2-3 meters, I would say. So
Yeah.
most of what we see is 2-3-4 meters. There is a deep hole over at the other end. It's 8 meters.
Okay.
And I've actually done pelagic fishing there for a few hours, but we didn't catch anything, so I let it go. But under certain conditions, I would say it's definitely the best tactics. And maybe I should do it a little bit more. I think Lake Mälaren is a lake where you have good conditions for pelagic fishing.
Well, it's kind of logic, because when you look at it, all of the big lakes are unfished for 98%. Everybody goes for the shallow parts and down to, say, 3 or 4 meters. But there's a lot of pike out on a lot of deeper water, just going for bait fish, for a lot of whitefish out on the.
Yeah, let's take Mälaren, Lake Mälaren as one example. I would say that the biggest difference between the Stockholm archipelago and compared to Lake Mälaren, if you take that as a comparison, is that you have a different type of weed in the archipelago.
Yeah.
A weed that you can find all year around, in a way that typically you don't in Mälaren. So I would say that in Mälaren, in order to find the grass, you have to wait until, let's say, June or something like that, until you get the grass. Then you find the pike in that grass.
Yes.
But where are they before the grass grows up? Because in many parts of Mälaren, we don't find that type of grass. You only find the warm season kind of grass. So the pikes must be somewhere. So where are they? Probably they are swimming on
The deeper areas.
3-4 meters over deep areas, eating whatever fish that we find there.
There are gigantic schools of bait fish out on the deeper areas. So.
Kolla.
Oh, your favorite kind of weed. So, pelagic fishing I think it's a style of fishing that will grow enormously the next years, the coming years, and just remember, it takes a lot of patience.
If you have deeper areas in any lake, and there are some kind of bait fish there, I would say give it a try. A certain period of year, definitely. So what we do, if you have a lake like this and there are deeper areas, we try them both. We try the reed line and the rocks and everything, and then we try pelagic. And in certain lakes, you find them here or there or both.
Yep.
So you should definitely try them both.
So actually, time is flying when we're having fun. So Cotton says I have
we are
to.
back in the pleasure point. Now we are where all the fish were.
The honey hole.
There we go.
Oh, fish on, fish on. Well, it better be a 10 plus pike because we only have 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
1 minute left. So let's do some overtime. Let's do some overtime.
Now you can see the rocks.
Yes.
It's not, unfortunately, it's not the 10 kilo one.
Oh,
But at least it's a 2-3 kilo one.
I'll help you with this one. I'll be your guide today and unhook this.
And as you can see, the color doesn't seem to matter. We have basically caught pike on whatever color we have tested.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Professional release.
Yes, yes, a quick release.
Okay. That was definitely not your first pike.
So, how are we doing, Cotton?
Fantastic. Hoi på Jutto.
You're preparing and you give me a signal when it's time. So let's do a little bit more fishing. And we might even be able to take another question. They like the word Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. That's Christian Keskitalo. It's not my expression, but it's a good explanation on what is going on.
I think it's quite
Sometimes
funny.
you lease with the permission from the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you steal it. You lease it by stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anders Berglund says, nice to see that there still are fishermen who has oars in the boat. Thumbs up. Yes, we got two.
Man ska ha år.
Yes. Emil Rudén asks if you have any experience in fishing Klarälven that runs in Lake Vänern. Have you done some river fishing?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
Not at all.
Not at all. Invite me and I'll come.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, the credits roll in 10 if you want.
Okay, well then let's go. All right, thank you guys for watching this live fishing show. It's been a pleasure as always, and I hope you understand that this time we had to do it in English because, as we said earlier, we anticipate, we're expecting some English talking and not Swedish talking fisherman who is watching this live show, even perhaps people from Japan, because Daiwa is sponsoring this show. Anders,
Jono,
a hug.
ska vi kramas?
Absolutely. You big competent guy.
Thank you.
Tall, very tall.
No, I'm not that tall.
You're very, very tall.
189, yes. Now I'm standing.
Only
I'm standing on the bench. That's okay. That makes me tall, but I'm 189, so semi-tall.
Thank you guys, that's all for today, and don't forget to watch us, I think on the 29th of May we're doing another show with Andreas Jax and Rickard, I just forgot his last name, but we're going for pike in a river, so on the 29th, what are you saying? Bye!
Tack så hemskt mycket för att ni har tittat på vår livefiskeshow idag, och det är ni tittare som gör att vi kan producera de här programmen. Om ni vill ha sekundsnabb information, glöm inte att gå in och prenumerera på kanalen. Det är jätteenkelt och det räcker med att ni trycker här.